So, welcome back to this week 4 lecture of the course Introduction to Professional Scientific Communication. So, in the lecture so far we have looked into how to write the result section, how to make figures, how to write discussion, and then we also discussed about the acknowledgement and the reference section. So, we pretty much done everything with regard to how do you write research paper. If you ask me the question, are we done with that? No. We are yet to discuss something which is equally important, that is the 7th bullet in this particular slide coming from the paper, how to write your first research paper, which says revise your paper through critical reading, receive feedback and revise again. The meaning of this particular bullet is that if you have written your research paper, it does not mean that it is complete, it is still incomplete. You need to go back, read, and then read as a reader now, not as an author, and then change as an author as to how to improve the text such that it is able to convey. Revising paper or editing manuscript, the draft is an art. So, what you see here in the slide is a stone. This is your something like your first version of your manuscript. Okay? It has to be revised and revised again to make what you call as a diamond. The diamond is made out of stone, but now you can understand how much time it took for the guy who really worked on this diamond to make it like such a beautiful object. It glitters and sells in crores in the market, right? So, that is what all about. So, you have to revise the manuscript as many times until it is a finished product. Remember, it is a raw product, and then it is like a stone that is shown on the left side, and you have to work on it until it becomes so beautiful as you see on the right side of your screen. That is exactly what is told by the author here. Despite your attempts to present your ideas in a logical and comprehensive way, the first draft are frequently a mess. You give it to any reader, you will say, I do not get anything out of it. That is what the reader will say. Use the advice of Paulus Sylvia. First draft should sound like they were hastily translated from Icelandic by a non-native speaker. So, something that, for example, I know the Devanagari script, for example, Hindi, then I try to read the literature that is written in Sanskrit. I know this script because now I think that I can translate something. If I translate, it may not really match exactly what is said in the Sanskrit to, for example, some other language that is a non-native speaker. So, the degree of your success will depend on how you are able to revise and edit your manuscript. So, you have to go back and improve until it gets better. So, the revision can be done at the macro structure and at the microstructure. There are two different levels at which you do revision. What is that? The macro structure revision includes the revision of organization. Let us say I bring in certain ideas and then bring in hypothesis. The idea that I bring in may be not in the flow. I want to rearrange them, therefore, it conveys the meaning better. So, that is the revision of the organization, content and flow, right. The microstructure is that every sentence, what words you use, how do you coin the words, how do you convey, that's what it is. Individual words, sentence structure, grammar, punctuation and spelling, all these fall into the microstructure. So, you basically want to first go and do a macrostructure revision and then go and look at microstructure revision. You cannot do both together because the context varies. So, you rearrange the sentence. Now, the context, because you have to remember every sentence we said there is a given, there is a new. So, if you have rearranged the sentence now, the macrostructure, then the given now is different, right. So, you have to rearrange it. Therefore, you want to do the macrostructure first, rearrangements, and then get into the microstructure. Once you have finalized the macrostructure, then the manuscript may get better. The final strategy is working with a hard copy and pencil. It is important, no matter how you are good with your computer and you can finish everything with computer, it's better always, it's always advisable that you take a printout. Although you typed everything in using a laptop or your PC, take a printout of your manuscript, a double spaced copy, right, and read your paper several times using the paper. Read again. Try reading your paper line by line with the rest of the text covered with a piece of paper. So you only concentrate on that particular line in a small section and see whether it makes sense. When you are forced to see only a small portion of your writing, you are less likely to get distracted or more likely to notice problem and correct it. Often we miss out. There could be small spelling mistake, there could be grammatical error, there is something missing, a word is missing or punctuation is missing. All these things you can address if you are able to look at a small section of the paper, and then look at it. That's where when you take a printout of your paper manuscript in a double spaced, so in a page you may have 12, 14, 15 lines. So you can go by line, correct everything using pencil, and then go again and read what you have corrected, because you are using a pencil to correct, and see whether the corrections are proper, and finalize, and then go and edit your manuscript in the soft copy. So that's important. So you will end up spotting more unnecessary words, wrongly worded phrases, or unparalleled constructions. These all can be corrected. Always remember, if you can say something without using that particular word, so you better to do without that word. You say that these results very strongly correlate, right? The very can be removed, strongly correlate, right? So this is the way you go and look at it. You can remove many of the words that even if you remove, it doesn't make any difference. So you keep on removing a word until you feel that no, I cannot remove any word. So that's the way you can really make the text very brief, yet it conveys what you wanted to convey, right? Now it is a laborious process. For example, if you want to be a perfectionist and your supervisor asked you to go and cut all the grass in the lawn, now you take, because you are a researcher, you take a scale and a scissors and measure every grass as to what is the height it should be and start trimming. By the time you finish about 1 meter, the grass on the other section would have grown again by 1 centimeter, right? So it cannot be done. You have to have some limit as to how many revisions you can make. The question is how many you can do, right? Is there any limit? How do you do that? That's why the first bullet of the paper is very important. That is, create regular time blocks for writing as appointments in your calendar and keep these appointments. You should have given to yourself 1 week time for revision. Therefore, you have completed your draft making, and you know that 7 days I go through at least 7 times to revise my manuscript. And I have the deadline. The deadline is I have to give it to my mentor, my supervisor. He has got 3 weeks and he will submit, right? So you have to keep this deadline. Otherwise, you keep on working on your revision if you don't have a deadline, and you end up not really improving much, right? So that's why you need to have these deadlines. That really helps you to finalize your project and then submit. And who knows, the referees look at, and then they may often suggest changes that may further improve when the paper gets accepted. Therefore, it is important. So when you are done with everything, including your supervisor, corrected, right, then you see that he has done a lot of changes that has really improved. Now it is time to submit. Okay, that day you would feel extremely happy because you have submitted the paper, but at times your happiness doesn't stay long. So you are done with, it's a late at night again, you are still in your lab finishing revisions. I am just reading out from that paper, how to write first research paper. I am reading it again and again because it is such a lucidly written paper. All of you should read this paper. You are still in your lab finishing revisions and getting ready to submit your paper. You feel happy. You have finally finished a year's worth of work. You will submit your paper tomorrow. And regardless of the outcome, you know that you can do it, that you are able to complete what you wanted to do, write it and submit as a paper. That's what great thing about it. If one journal does not take your paper, you will take advantage of the feedback and resubmit again, because when they reject, they will say your paper is not accepted because of this problem. So it's a feedback. So that helps you to restructure your paper. So there is nothing like you are lost. Even if your paper is not accepted, it's not that you lost something, you gained. The gaining is that they given you feedback. Now you know what you lacked, what points you did not look at. Possibly you missed out interpreting something in a different way. That's what helps you. That helps you to grow, mature as a scientist. You will have a publication one day, absolutely no problem. And this is the most important achievement, right? Because you can always take feedback and publish, and you are able to convince and finally publish, and all the other researchers in this area are able to read what you have done and appreciate you. Now the success of your paper now depends on what you have done, not necessarily which journal you have published. Now more people look at your paper, more people cite you, then you know that they acknowledged you, right? And more papers you publish in this area, then they identify you. Okay, here is a person in this particular city, in this particular institute, in this particular country working on this. So invariably when they write a paper, they'll cite your work because they know that you have been publishing, your results are reproducible, and they have a respect for you. That's very, very important. That's how you gain respect, because you may not have met the other community, right, other field, other researchers in this area. You know them only by the web page or their publication, but yet they respect each other because of the work that you are able to put across using publication. And that is what more important in any research field. So let's look into how now a paper is being reviewed. Now you have submitted a paper. Now at times it is rejected, at times it is accepted. So what is the process, right? So here I am showing a schematic. The schematic is again taken from a publisher Wiley, showing as to how it works. So the authors submit an article. Mostly these days it is done using online portals. There are submission websites. You register yourself as an author, contributor, and then there are several sections that you have to fill in and upload your manuscript as a Word format, upload your figures in certain format and tables and so on. So there are so many queries that they will ask you, you have to fill in. So that is called a submission of article. So once it is submitted, it goes to the editor. Okay, normally the journal may have what is called as editor in chief. Okay, so he is the chief editor. He may look into your paper and then he will assign the paper to one of the handling editors. A journal may have some 12 or 20, 30 handling editors at different field. Depending on the keywords, remember I explained that when you are writing about title and abstract, the keywords are important, because even for the editor to find a handling editor, they use these keywords and then find who could possibly be the best handling editor who can review your paper. It may go to the handling editor, or the chief editor may himself look at. And then what they do is that they assess, they read, they look at your abstract, they look at the title, plus you are supposed to write what is called as a cover letter. The cover letter meaning a letter addressed to the editor, justifying as to why your results, your observations, your findings that are documented in the research paper should be published in the journal. So in that you even say as to what was your past record, meaning you have been working on this particular field for some time, or what is the novelty in your work. You sort of bring out the best significant features of your manuscript and tell the editor as to why it should be reviewed, if not accepted. Therefore that reader, the editor look into this cover letter, they look at the abstract, quickly go to the figures and look at the overall paper, and they may find that is not really that good, may be rejected. So straight away within a week, 10 days, the paper will come back saying that they are unable to consider this because of various reasons. Or if the the results and your observations, your writing, everything is compelling enough, so the editor or handling editor may consider sending your manuscript reviewers. So basically these are the people who work in similar area, who are experts, who can read your paper and judge how good the findings are, whether they are supported by very good experiments, whether it can be published. Normally it is 2-3 referees that are sent, then they go through and then they give comments, recommendations to the editor. The recommendations could be the following. One, the referees may say, this is not a good work, rejected. they will say to the editor, it should not be published. So the editor now take their decision and then say it is rejected. Or they may say that it's very interesting, significant, but these are the weakness of the paper. So you may want to address these questions and then resubmit your paper. It's called as what is called as revision, right? So once that comes, then the editor looks into all the 2 or 3 referees' recommendation, and he will send you the paper with the comment saying that can you address all these concerns, can you do the additional experiments, can you revise, can you submit, and then they give you some timeline, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, within which you have to resubmit the revision with the specific question that the referee asked, how you address the questions. You have to give what is called as rebuttal, or each query that they ask, each question they ask, you have to give a response, and it should be very, very convincing, because most often when you have resubmitted the paper, it will go to the same referee, and he's going to look into the question that he asked and what answer you had given, right? So therefore it has to be convincing, and you should have done all the experiments as much as possible, and if you cannot do, or if the question is not valid, you have to say why you don't consider that is important, and so on. So based on that revision, the referees again read and then recommend for acceptance. Sometimes it may be rejected. So once it is accepted, it is a manuscript that is accepted, now it will be sent for the production. Now the publishers take it, process it, and then typeset it, and then it comes almost like a publication stage. They will send you what you call as a proof for you to go through once for any errors that are there, and once you go through the proof and then you accept that everything is fine, it will be published. So that is the final version of your paper. So that's the way the papers get published. Now you have now we are going to look into some of the ethics, like when you do research and when you publish, there are certain important practices that's called as ethics in research and publication that are expected, and then all of us who practice science should know this, and often some of us do not know. I gave you one example that is called as copyright, like if you have used some published material, any figure, schematic in your paper without citing them, without having their permission, then this is unethical, or it's considered to be not something acceptable, right? So let's look into that. So now I'm going to again give you list of certain guidelines, not everything, but overall guidelines. Again, these are from a publisher, the Elsevier, the link that is given, you can go and read more on that. And it talks about first authorship. Who are all, when you write a manuscript, there are 2 authors, 3 authors, single author, 10 authors. Who could be an author, right? An individual who has made a significant intellectual contribution to the study, who worked for it, who analyzed the results, who wrote the paper, that's who qualify for an authorship. Second, conflict of interest. They will ask you this, whether you have any conflict of interest when you submit a paper. What is that? When an investigator, author, editor, or reviewer has a financial or personal interest or belief that could affect his or her objectivity, inappropriately influence his or her action, a potential conflict of interest exists. Let's say I'm working on my interest is to test certain compounds on how does it affect the skin. My findings say that this compound really helps the skin to grow better, and so on. Now this is a compound that is used in, say, some skin lotions, and the company that markets this product is funding me for this research, right? Now it's a conflict of interest, because they are financing me to study that how good it is, and I am publishing that result. That is a conflict, because because they are paying me for it, I may think that possibly that is something that the way I have devised my objectives and conducted experiment may have some bias because it is funded by them. So if that is the case, I have to identify whether they have directly involved in, for example, in the execution of these results or whatever it is. If I have any ownership in any company, whether that company has any conflict of interest with my research, there are many such things. Or if I am an editor of that journal and I am an author, now I am submitting, I myself handle that paper. So it's a conflict of interest. There are a number of ways by which the conflict of interest may come. So you have to be extremely careful. And the other serious problem is plagiarism. So this is one of the major issues nowadays with this, because most often people don't know as to what is this issue, because more often it happens because with all this internet and other things you can copy any text and you can again paste it and then becomes part of your paper, that easily can be again identified, because there are software which can quickly tell whether that section of that your manuscript has a significant correlation or match with already existing literature. So one of the most common types of publication misconduct is plagiarism, when one author deliberately uses another's work without permission. So you have narrated the same thing without citing that, and second, credit or acknowledgement, or you verbatim use that and you are not cited, then again it is considered as plagiarism. But if you say inverted quote, this is what the author said, and you put their reference, then it is perfect, because you are saying that this is what they said. That is okay, because you are giving the credit. So therefore you have to understand this. There are a number of sites which gives you more information on the plagiarism. You have to go and look at it. The other important problem is that simultaneous publication. That is, you have a data, you have written a manuscript. Now you don't know whether this will be accepted in a journal, so you don't want to waste time. You just submit this paper in one journal. You also submit the paper in another journal. Let's say whichever accept first, I will go with that. Right? Is again is unethical, because every time you submit a manuscript to a journal, you also say that this is not being considered for publication in another journal at the same time. So this you have to give, and that should is important. Research fraud is another important element. This is called as a fabricated data. So you have not done experiment, but you have just made some data, and based on that you are writing paper. This is again scientific misconduct. Often such kind of problems come. You have to be extremely careful. So there is a paper. This is jointly published by the publishers, right? Which came in. Likewise, there are many papers. I am just putting something here for you to go on, because it looks at a wide variety of problems which addresses the ethical issues in publications. It says best practice guidelines on publication ethics, publishers' perspective. So it's from publishers. They are saying that what are the issues that you need to look at it. What is the best practice for you to publish, and then you may want to go and read that. It's an interesting paper that really talks about all these things, right? So that's pretty much ends our today's discussion on the discussion, reference, acknowledgement, and ethics in publication. And we have one more lecture to wind up this 10-hour course. We'll meet again.